Hi, it's Shannon Delaney, back with the Cortland Voice to share COVID-19 and its effects on students, especially those at SUNY Cortland. So I believe I left off right when COVID-19 hit the area of upstate New York. So that was about just 1 week before our midterm week at SUNY Cortland, and then right after midterm week, we were going home for spring break. So the governor was really in a rush because some schools were ahead of us to get to spring break. So he really had to let something out because kids go home to all over the state, even some out of the state, and then will come back to Cortland after spring break. And that would just cause the Cortland community a bunch of havoc if someone somehow brought it back. So it was midterms and it was absolute chaos. I was studying. I had, I think, 5 midterms to study for. And it was Thursday when Governor Cuomo released that all students at SUNY's, as of his statement, were going to not return after spring break and were going to do distance learning. So that, I remember, was very difficult to deal with because I was still studying for midterms. I was in the middle of a study session when I got the tweet that Cuomo said that. And that night was absolute chaos. Kids started using all of their dining dollars just so they could save whatever they could, where tuition was probably not going to be reimbursed, we assumed. So we just wanted to get use out of any money that we could get. I remember kids were moving out of their dorms completely, not knowing if we were coming back or if we were going to come back later than spring break or what was going to happen, because then we found out that each school could decide for themselves what they were going to do. So I saw a lot of people moving their entire life out and back home for spring break. I did not do that because I had hope that we would be coming back. But eventually when we got home, I moved out for spring break and I brought about 1 suitcase full of a week's worth of things. And I was hoping that that would get me through. Soon after I got home, I had to start working again at Jericho Drive-In and Twist Ice Cream, where I work in the summer. The first week I was home, it was pretty normal. We made sure that we were washing our hands and being extra nitpicky about our sanitation. We normally are really good anyways, but we just wanted to make sure that everybody was really on top of it. Within a week, we had people gathering in the parking lot with people that obviously were not in their family, and we just could not do it anymore. So we switched over to a drive-through, which is a lot less efficient. We are now a lot better at it, but I will let Michael Chenette, my boss and the owner of the Jericho Drive-In and Twist Ice Cream, explain it.
How has your business model changed and the way we run our business changed due to the pandemic?
Due to the pandemic, our model has changed extremely. We've turned our ice cream stand into a non-socializing drive-through ice cream pickup where you stay in your car, and we've taken care of all social distancing because we turned it into a drive-through ice cream stand.
Has your position as a small business owner changed, and do you think that you hold a higher standard for yourself as a member of the community and a leader in the community now that this pandemic has happened?
Actually, since we've turned it into a drive-through ice cream stand, it has impacted the community greatly because their concerns aren't as high with the pandemic going on right now, and because of the way we're handling it, the attitudes of our customer have gone up through this situation, and they're quite happy to come and be able to get ice cream through this epidemic.
Thank you so much to Mike for allowing that interview. In addition to working at Jericho, I also babysit my baby cousin, who is 2.5 right now, since her parents are working from home, and if anyone has a child, you know that it is almost impossible to get work done if they have to be watched at the same time. So, especially a 2-year-old, she is just a firecracker. She is crazy, full of energy. So I do that about 3 times a week, and that helps them a lot. Since I'm traveling into town a lot more often than the average person, I have seen the immense loneliness that has taken over the community in places where there would normally be food markets and food trucks, farmers. There would be nothing. As I said in the first post, I went to Bethlehem Central Senior High School, And I actually have two students that I work with that go to high school currently. They are both juniors. One goes to Bethlehem Central Senior High School, and the other goes to Albany Academy, which is a private school. So they shared their take on how COVID-19 is affecting high school students.
This is Maddie and Kelsey, who are both juniors in high school. How has COVID-19 affected your high school experience?
Well, I think as a junior, it's one of the most difficult years of high school, and I feel like there's been many ups to it, as we don't have as much work, I think, and the SAT getting pushed back. It's definitely lessened our workload, but at the same time, it's just difficult to have to do everything online.
I think it's less stressful, like you said, because we don't have as much work to do, and we're home, but we also don't have the stressful testing that we usually have. So I think it's made school kind of easier.
What are the other students' perception of COVID-19 and how it's being affected? Are they taking it seriously, or are they using it more as an ability to slack off?
I'd say they aren't really taking it as seriously. People are going out and being with their friends when it's not a time to socialize and party. It's kind of a time to stay home
And respect everyone
Yeah.
and everyone else.
Because I
We all
have
have to do it.
yeah, because I have close friends that have their family affected by it. So it's just you should kind of take it seriously and not move on.
Yeah, and I also think a lot of kids there's a lot of kids obviously in school that slack off to begin with, and this just makes it even worse because they're home and they can skip classes so much easier and not do their homework. But yeah, I know there are some people that respect it, I know I do, and I try to do my best.
Thank you so much to Maddie and Kelsey. They were super nice about helping me out with my project, and they have a really bright insight onto what is going on in high school, and they are very responsible. They've been following the guidelines, and they are part of the community that is really frustrated by some of their peers that are not following the rules. Thank you to everyone that has helped me with this project. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Kelsey. Thank you, Maddie. And everyone else that's helped me along the way. I'm so excited that I'm able to share my perspective on being a college student during COVID-19. I hope everyone in the Cortland community is doing well and is safe. I can only imagine it is crazy there as well. I only have experience in my area, but I am wishing you all well wishes, stay healthy, and I will see you in my next post about where we go from here.